Be strong.
Let go of fear, you're holding the fire smoldering, it's starting all over again. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, burning inside. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, yeah. Every time I grip the wheel, I begin to feel I know I'm in fire.
After a successful preseason race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Velocity Online Racing Series returns to the Midwest for race number 2 in the final race of the preseason before their season kicks off next week in South Florida. We welcome you into Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, as we get ready for 30 laps of racing around this 4-mile track here at Road America. I am the captain. Welcome in tonight as we get ready to do some racing on this 4-mile track that a lot of drivers love. I actually like this myself. It is one of my favorite road courses and one that IndyCar fans love, and we are in for a fun night of racing here tonight here for the Velocity Online Racing Series. Now, last week we were at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for a fantastic race that came down to the last lap, and just some great racing there. So I'm looking forward to tonight, another great preseason race. Now, again, we'll be the new league, or the new broadcast partner for the Velocity Online Racing League. Starting next week, we will have interviews and so much more, sponsors for the series and things like that. Tonight, we're just out here to broadcast a race and have a good time tonight and let the viewers watch and get ready for the second league that we have now of IndyCar racing here on Captain TV. So going to be some fun. Got about 2 minutes to go here before practice ends, and they'll go out and do some laps on the qualifying grid. Let's look here at the weather as I pop it up on the screen. 78 degrees here in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Partly cloudy, 115 degrees down on track. That means it is a little toasty down there in the surface, and these guys are going to be battling the heat and so much more because, of course, we do have the new features, of course, with the Halo screen and so much, including apparently a helmet glitch that has come into play here, and we'll have to see if that comes in here with all this, but should be, anyways, a very fun race here. We look at the cars out on track for another minute or so as we watch cars go around Canada corner here. This is Christian Jasper that is on the track. Last week, a fantastic event at Road America, as I mentioned. Or not Road America, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Ooh, one car just wrecked over, looks like maybe the kink area there. But we are ready for a fun season of racing coming up here starting next Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time from Homestead, Miami Speedway. This series predominantly ovals. You will see ovals and oval racing for this series with 2 road courses on the schedule this season. As a matter of fact, let's pull up and we will pull up the schedule right now for Velocity Online Racing. I'm just listening to the guys talk. I was just listening to Julian Altena, who is one of the co-owners of the league, just came out and said there will be no tire rule tonight, so you don't have to worry about switching from red to blacks like you see over at TI Racing. But here's your schedule for the season. Homestead Miami Speedway will kick it off next week. Then we'll go to Michigan Speedway the following. Barber Motorsports Park, one of 2 road courses on the schedule down in just outside Talladega, Alabama. It's a very beautiful course. Some call it the Masters of Racing. Phoenix Raceway 2008, the Legacy Track for 150 laps there coming up. Race number 5, May 8th. Texas Motor Speedway will take a week off and go to Road America right here for 45 laps of racing. Pocono Raceway the following week, June the 5th. And then after another week off, we'll go to Indianapolis Motor Speedway June 19th. And in the final race of the season, 400 kilometers out in Vegas. The mile-and-a-half track there going to be a very, very fun schedule when it is all over with. But here are the details for the series this season. As you know what, let's set up for qualifying here. We'll give you a little sneak peek what you'll be able to see for qualifying if you're new to watching racing here on Captain TV. We try to allow everybody to enjoy their experience when it comes to qualifying. So there are cars on the track. We actually pull up a ticker for you to enjoy down at the bottom of the screen. And this thing will show you basically, and we'll actually put the track map on if it lets me. It will not for the qualifying. But basically, each car, when it's on the track, will have 3 colors pop up on the screen. If their grid shows green, that means they're running a faster lap at the moment. If it shows yellow, not so fast at the moment. If it goes purple, of course, as you know in road racing, purple is good. Purple means fastest lap when it's all over with. So that's how qualifying is set up down there at the bottom. And they are in order right now of how they are running on the track. So Gavin Sanders will be the first one, it looks like, to cross the line once they come around. So let's go over to Gavin in this number 10 car. There's Gavin in the black VOR livery. So Gavin down here into turn number 5. Sorry, I was shooting a text real quickly to somebody. Up the hill under the Corvette bridge into turn 6. And this very fun track. And then a almost wide open turn 7 right here. And down to turn 8. You're literally blipping the throttle. I wasn't talking there for a second. Sorry. I was just being quiet. Sorry, Ben. Didn't mean to scare you like that. Through the turn 9 section and around the carousel. This 180-degree. Got to be patient to get back to the throttle corner here. That leads you down this back straightaway down to the kink, which is right here. All the way down to Canada corner. One of the slowest corners on the track. Coming out of one of the fastest corners on the track. Or fastest straightaways. And into turn number 14, the final corner. Up the hill and across the start-finish line. That is basically a lap around this Road America course. So you see Gavin Sanders right now purple. Now look over to the right. Isaac Morris, fastest in Sector 3 of the 5 right now. And then you guys notice over on Gavin's, he was not fastest in Sector 3. That's because Isaac took that away. So Gavin right now, 44.76. His lap time. Isaac Morris P3 with a 46.22. Oscar Fredrickson 46.03 on his lap. Joe Harrelman 48.74. Gary Gotzo a 50.9. You see Gavin back up to the purple. That old school Budweiser paint. I like that. Old school there. Gary Godzo, appreciate that one. Where's Gary at? I know he's on the track. Other laps, Michael Schoenert with a 148.5. Jasper 148.6. Crossing the line there. Logan Paxa, a 147.13. He was fast in practice. Matter of fact, he was P1 overall. So as they go out here and qualify, that's kind of a little sneak peek of what you'll see in qualifying starting next week at Homestead Miami Speedway. The difference is they'll be on ovals, so it'll definitely go a lot quicker out there for qualifying. So $100 prize pool split between the championship top 5 amongst the cars who raced throughout the season. That is all brought to you by Raceverse. As mentioned before, Homestead Miami Speedway and Road America returned to the schedule. There were a lot of changes to the schedule this season. Those 2 tracks returned from a previous season. Auto Club Speedway, Motegi, Alton Park, Milwaukee, Montreal, and Gateway all gone for this season. But Barber Motorsports Park, Texas Motor Speedway, and Las Vegas all come back in. This is a fixed setup league, and as a matter of fact, for all but one of the races, they will use the iRacing fixed setup unless something changes there. Barber will actually be a custom fixed setup, so that's how they got it all put together for that. And looking forward to all of this. But next week, we will have sponsors for the race. It's the Faster and Faster 250 at Homestead Miami Speedway next week. The Pole Award actually going to be brought to you by Foxworth Autosport, I believe. So we'll be able to talk about here next week how you'll be able to get some die-cast cars potentially at a discounted rate and so much more. So that's a little tease for you. What's coming up starting next week in the season. Tonight, again, it's more just getting these guys out there on the track and get them out on the broadcast channel so we can work on viewers and get them out here for get them on TV and have a good old time tonight, of course. But up the hill there is the 20 car. He'll complete another lap here. And I believe they do 3 laps of qualifying, maybe with 10 minutes or 10 minutes of time. That's potentially what they did here. Yeah, because we're coming up on 2 laps or 2 minutes before the end of qualifying. Gavin Sanders still on the pole. Isaac Morris has come to pit road, but these times getting a lot closer now. And the 20 car going to slow it up a little bit, and he will be done. Anyone else on track? Here's Julian Altena. Here's the boss man, one of 2. The other one you'll see on track next week, Robert Sadler. And you're going to hear me go quiet for a second. I'm actually turning my lights on in the bedroom. It's getting dark real quick here, so stand by. All right. So Altena down the back, or one of the 3 straightaways here, down to the very slow turn 5, first gear corner here. You're going to see a lot of action at that corner, especially push to pass and so much more. You see Logan Paxa down there has gone purple down in the 3rd sector. So apparently everybody loves the 3rd sector in this race. Let's see what else we got out here. Austin Saar in the number 4 car, the rookie. this season. He is a P8 with a 47.42. Christian Jasper is in the 67, a 48.37. And one thing I am going to do real quickly is I'm going to go back. Because one thing I had the chance to do was talk to some of these drivers last week after the race and kind of review the broadcast and things. And one thing I want to go back and see if I can find was the conversation we all had about name pronunciations to make sure I could get it right. And one apparently I have not gotten right for over a year now is Julian Altena. Apparently, according to... there's some. He said it a couple of days ago, and I just want to make sure I get this right. Oh, well, anyways, but some name pronunciation. So we're going to be working on that here throughout this race. Also, of course, Christian Aleo is out here on the track. And the one name I'm going to have a hard time getting is Diego Pereño, I believe it is. Got to roll the R's. And I'm not good at rolling really anything, not even like pizza dough. If I was going to make pizza one day. Got Nicholas Sudik. So we'll get it right, though. That's what the preseason's for. Just like, football games and stuff. They mess up a lot. That's what I'm here for tonight. And last week. To mess up a lot. So you guys can laugh at me later. So apparently qualifying going longer than 10 minutes. I'm at the 12-minute mark now. And probably 15 minutes, I would assume, to get these laps in. All right, should be about finished here, and we will go racing for 30 laps tonight. Now, the fuel strategy, being as I've broadcasted a lot of races here, and actually, believe it or not, this is the race in the 4 starts I made for VOR that I actually finished. Was this Road America race 2 seasons ago, finished 8th in the race. I only had, I think 4 incident points, which was actually pretty impressive on my part. But 14 laps. That is the max you can get on a tank of fuel here unless you go into max fuel save. Now, I mentioned a 30-lap race tonight. Do the math. 14, 28. That leaves you 2 laps. Basically, at 1 lap to go is, I think, going by time. I'm not sure exactly that answer. If it's one of those maybe off of that driver, maybe. If it changes over or something. Let's see. I think it's going by time. Because basically with 13 minutes right now and how long it takes to get around the track, it takes that long to get around. So just nothing to acknowledge. Just ignore that for now. There's nothing I can do to change that. Look at that. Thomas Geisler in the a very loud pink and purple car, I think that is. Or is that not? That's not Geisler. I'm sorry. That's Sudik. Sorry, Nick. Got confused with the name down there at the bottom. Yeah, so you can go 14 on a tank of fuel max. So unless you go into a huge saving mode, like Scott Dixon style for the whole 14 laps and get a 15th lap out of the car, looks like this could be a 2-stop strategy. And I'm sure you're going to see everybody drive pretty fast. And you're going to see drivers out there that maybe decide at lap number 2 to come on down pit road, take a set of tires, and do a short fill and open up that strategy a little more. So I think you're going to see some interesting strategies in this race. Let me go back over here and look real quickly at the Discord page and the schedule, because I believe the race itself is 45 laps. So it's going to be 15 laps longer. You can watch a specific car if you wanted to. That comes down to if that person is streaming. Kind of like I am right now. I'm streaming here. If somebody actually is streaming a race, you could open a second channel up. This is my way of telling you, don't leave my broadcast. But if you do, open a second tab up, and you can go to that person's either Twitch channel or YouTube channel or Facebook Live, whatever he uses, or she, and you can access the page that way. So that's one thing you can do. I know there's ways to do like multi-Twitch and stuff. For me, you're going to get the broadcast. And I appreciate that comment, Robert. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the broadcast. I heard a lot of great feedback last week, and we're going to keep working on things, especially sound-wise. I know one thing tonight, Robert, if you can help me out a little bit here, I'm still trying to perfect the sound because, each track has different cameras and stuff, and it makes my sound different. But got my own monitor here on my phone. But you see the starting lineup going across the top of your screen. Gavin Sanders in that number 10 VOR car. He will start on the pole. Alongside him, Isaac Morris. Logan Paxa going to start there in the third position alongside Oscar Fredrickson. A good run for that 12 car. Julian Altena, the 31, going to start there in the fifth position alongside Austin Saar. Samo Lampret going to start there in the seventh position. Alongside Thomas Geisler, Christian Jasper, and Michael Schoenert going to start in the 10th position. Nicholas Sadiq and Joe Harmon going to start in the 12th position. Antonio Estrada. I'm not going to roll that R a lot. I just wanted to throw a little oomph into that name. He'll start 13th. And, I see strategy play by Gary Godso here. Once the camera's cut over to him, I'll be able to show this. Gary Godso is not starting in the grid. Gary Godso is starting this race on pit road, which might not be such a bad strategy. There's Gary. He's kind of going to sit over here and let them burn their fuel up and for him to save fuel. So interesting strategy call for him already in this race. But here they come up the hill, a short pace lap as they go for 30 laps here at Road America. Green flag is out, and here we go for 30 laps of preseason racing. The next time we see a green flag, we'll be actually season racing at VOR. Up the hill, turn one, Isaac Morris with a power move, and he's going to clear Gavin Sanders for the lead. Logan Paxa to third into turn number 3, this technically is. And one car is spun off over in turn 3. That's Geisler. Heavy damage to the rear and heavy nose damage to another car. Is that Christian Aleo with damage? Somebody got a piece of that. We'll get a replay here in just a second, trying to see where this other damaged car might be. But tough break there for Geisler. As I always like to say, roll this beautiful bean footage as we see what happened. It's Christian Jasper, who's the other car, by the way. As they come to the start. Go down to turn 1. Turn 1 was pretty clean. You see Sadiq there make a move to the inside there, but Isaac with that power move on the outside. Then you come down here to turn number 3. Oh, Jasper gets into Geisler. Just heavy contact by both cars. Both of them wounded heavily. And Christian immediately goes to pit road from the accident. So up the hill, they'll complete lap number 1. And already those two cars off the track, and others, until they cross the line here, are going to be a lap down because those guys did not run the pace lap here. You see Gary Godso back there in the number 3 car. AJ Musselman did not start the race, neither did Gavin Smith, it appears. Down the straightaway here to turn number 5. Logan Paxa up to the 2nd position, so issues apparently for Gavin Sanders, who lost 4 spots from the pole on that lap. Logan, that almost Chrome Illusion looking paint there, that blue with a purple fade to it. Very cool colors. And I just realized you're not hearing any of the race cars. Let me fix that. Sixth gear there, as you see Paxa trying to draft up. Use the toe of Isaac Morris. Second gear up to third, almost wide open right here over this hill. Blinding corner. And up to turn number 14 here. About a 90-degree right-hander. Very easy to get loose right here, especially if you go put 4 off. Al 10, a fast lap already, 46-36 there he is in that 31. He's got Gavin Sanders there behind him and Oscar Fredrickson. A lot of VOR paints out here tonight. I don't know if these are maybe preseason test cars potentially. It's still very interesting to see. Yeah, that's just me forgetting to turn the sound on. My apologies there. Again, preseason, going to be errors, and that's going to be an error I sometimes make too many times. But I'm going to admit that a little bit. Up the hill to turn number 6. See all the sand traps around here. They are easy to find. These cars getting kind of spread out here. Everybody starts the race on 10, pushes the pass. And what is push the pass? It is a boost of horsepower by 20 seconds. You hit the button, and you can get up to 20 seconds of increased horsepower that helps you pass or even defend against another car. So basically by doing that, look up here at the lead as Paxa trying to make the move on Morris. So neither was on push to pass there, but it's something you want to use in the straightaways or maybe even coming off the corners. Thank you. This is that trial and error. When we're done, I'm actually going to make a mark to myself so I know where to sit these cars at, audio-wise. Let me know how that is. I turned it down a little. Down into turn number 1. Oscar Fredrickson purple that lap, 46-14. So these tires really starting to heat up now. And it looks like most, if not all, the cars on the primary tires, except for a couple cars on pit road. And I don't know if that's because there's not a rule for the tires tonight. So we might be all seeing just one promoted tire in this race. Here comes Paxa inside of Isaac Morris, and he will easily take the lead in turn 5. Crossover made by Isaac, but not able to get the grip and move the 100 car to the lead after starting in the 3rd position. Check back here on Samo Lampard. Samo in that game bridge number 7. Lampret, I should say. Samo putting some pressure, I should say. That's the word I'm looking for. Michael Schunert. And Schunert goes out in the dirt. He's out in the kitty litter. Gets back on the track. And right in front of Antonio Estrada. Litter, no bueno. Oh, but oh, and one car is spun, and that is Sadiq. And that purple and pink livery, that is right over outside of Canada corner, one corner that is very, very tough to be a part of. Well, you picked a good race to do that, Shadow Fox, at least. Let's see what happens to Nick here. Nick going to go around the carousel here. And onto the back straightaway, which leads into Canada corner. And he's going to have the issues coming out of that corner. A little bit of smoke, not sure if that's lag smoke or what that is, but oh yeah, just loses the back end, keeps it off the tire barrier, but he will continue on right now as he has fallen to the 10th position. Kind of lost him off the camera there with that incident. The battle for the lead continues. Julian Altena has moved up to second, so makes you wonder if Isaac Morris is in save mode right now for his car. Morris is no slouch on a road course. Here he is about to lose the 3rd position. Gavin Sanders going back by. So move Isaac back to 4th. So it makes you wonder here if he is kind of just being careful on the throttle. Let's ride with Isaac here. Maybe we can hear. Take the old school camera. Short shifting. I can tell you that. I hear that. And then doing to Scott Dixon. So basically short shifting, if you're not used to road racing, is where you don't let the car reach its max RPM and you're shifting into a higher gear, which keeps the revs down, burns less fuel. The Scott Dixon move, for those who don't know what that is, basically you go down the straightaway, listen closely, he's going to kind of idle the car and then downshift it, brake into the corner, right here. So Isaac is definitely fuel save mode. He's going to try to one-stop this thing. Right there where you hear that pitch kind of drop down for a second, and then the brakes, that is the idling part, where he's just kind of getting out of the throttle. Because unlike a stock car, you can't just throw the car in neutral and shut the engine off and stuff like that. You just have to short shift and brake and stuff, because the less throttle and the less RPM, the less fuel you burn. So Logan Pax has pulled away to a 2.5-second lead over Julian Altena. Gavin Sanders 3rd, Isaac Morris and Austin Saar up to the 5th position. There's that red number 4. Appreciate the viewers tonight, 15. Definitely much appreciative of that. If you're new to the stream, hit that subscribe button. We're just about to 285 subscribers at 283. And that's in about a, 9-month period, I would say, since I've been on YouTube now. So I appreciate everybody being a part of it. The fun and the growing of this channel, and not only that, but the growing of leagues. We've watched several leagues improve in volume of racing and style of racing and so much more. And coming in April, I think you're going to see a lot of racing on Captain TV, and I'm almost predicting 7 nights of racing on Captain TV. And you might wonder, Scal, is that going to wear you out? Nah, not when you're having fun. So everybody being pretty cautious with their pushes to pass so far. Oh, Julian has spun it. This is over in turn 6 up the hill. Right near the turn 7 right-hander. Julian Altena has spun it off. So a mistake by him. Let's watch. And also Oscar Fredrickson is wrecked and has had a stint on pit road. As a matter of fact, sitting there now. So we'll see the Julian spin. There that is. And then Oscar Fredrickson, who was having a great run into 12, he destroyed the back end of that thing. see what happens here. That thing's got nose and wing damage. Oh, he goes off grass and oh, that's a lick into that hard barrier. Nose is all broken and wing is knocked off, so you can only tell how loose this car is about to be. Please don't tell me he's going to go full speed down there straightaway, is he? Oh boy. You might have to watch this for a second. Can't even get the car to stay stable there. Just sends it down and he's just going to tow the thing. I think he realized how much damage he had when it was over with. It was like, this is probably not a good idea. I remember a road race in the IMSA series over at Belle Isle a couple years ago. I forget which car it was. Went into a right-handed corner and knocked the back wing off of it. I don't think it ever realized it did. Went to the next corner and the thing just spun right around and backed it even harder into the wall. Run the whole deal. Let's go up here to the 7th position in this Texaco very awesome platinum car of Michael Schoenert, trying to hold off Antonio Estrada right here behind him. Line with Antonio. Notice that, Estrada getting a little wide there. Going to try to make up the speed there in that corner as he tried to double apex, and that's the way that corner is supposed to be, but we don't want to slide that wide. Keep the kink wide open here. And a very tricky corner here. A little bit of elevation change, and you got to be careful going back to the throttle right there. Let the pit strategies begin. This is Estrada on pit road at lap 8. Lap number 8, here comes Estrada to the pit road in the first of the cars, maybe to do a 2-stop strategy right here. Break it up, go 8, and then maybe go 16, or if you even want to go longer, you could go up to about lap 22 and do another 8-lap stint. So Estrada makes his pit stop. He'll come out well on the lead lap still. There's Logan Paxa, who is the leader of this race. Logan making his debut, I believe, in the series. I have not seen that name, at least in the 2 races I've broadcasted, so I'll have to check out the stats on that to see if this is a debut for him. And here comes Paxa to pit road right now. Into his pit stall here. Going to put tires and fuel on. Look at this very interesting pit road he's got to get off of. He is going to have to turn the wheels to the left as he burns out here because the wall is right there. And looks like Logan's going to fall in about the 8th position. So about a 35 to 40 second delta. 8-second stop. And we'll have to see if he's able to extend his lead out, as he's only ran 9 laps, so look for him to go 9 and then maybe 18. That window will open up for him to go to the finish. So it looks like some car is going ahead and saying, yeah, we're not going to make it on one stop here, and calling it to pit road. Here comes Christian Aleo. So we'll see what Allegio will do. And 8.5, so a short fill for the 81 as he will pull back onto the track. And here comes Sanders and Morris to pit road now. That wall's too tall. Gavin going to pit from the lead. Isaac Morris, Julian Altena coming to pit road. So a lot of these cars saying goodbye to the one-stop strategy and going to split this into thirds. Interesting with Gavin shifting there. That's odd. How the car was kind of jumping into second gear for a split second. Ford tires and fuel. Let's see what kind of stops these guys have. 7.9 for Gavin, 8.6. And there goes Logan by right there. So Logan's going to keep the lead and protect from the overcut. Now you got to be careful though, because Logan does have warmer tires. That is something you're not going to hear me talk about much on ovals, but here on a road course, you got to get these tires heated up because cold tires are not your friend off the bat. Samuel Lamport on the pit road. So is Schoonert. So is Sadiq. So is Harleman. So everyone on my screen except Gary Godso has pitted for tires and fuel here. So if I had to take a guess of who's trying the one-stop strategy in this race, it's Gary Godso. So there's your leader, 10 laps in, 20 to go. And a 2.5-second lead over Gavin Sanders. No, 3 will be too many because you only need 2 stops with 30 laps to now 3 maybe in the 45 lap race later this season, absolutely. But with this strategy, with only being a 30 lap race, you only need 2 stops max. And I mean, the fuel window opens 2 laps into your run from the start of the race. I mean, you could have easily broken this race up and done a pit stop at lap 2 and then a pit stop at lap 17 and gone to the finish. Most of these guys, I think, are going to split it up 10, 20, 30. Some might do 9, 20, 30, or 8. And those guys might be trying to do an undercut or an overcut type of situation there. But Gary Godso back here in this number 3 VOR car, he is still out on track on his first tires. And I think he has said, you know what? It ain't going to work. He's coming to pit road now. So Gary tried and even tried starting on pit road. It didn't work. So everybody will do a 2-stop strategy here. So at that point, that'll allow you to just pretty much go full tilt on these tires and fuel, not have to worry about saving. Paxa with a 2.5-second lead over Gavin Sanders. Let's watch Gavin run a lap here, or Logan run a lap here around Road America. Downhill into that little bend, which actually, believe it or not, it's a corner on this track. This is technically turn 3, down the straightaway. You hear how he's pretty much wide open through that bend there in the right-hander at turn 7. Here to turn 8. Another left-handed corner, first gear. And I'm just actually in my head drawing a lap with my car running this, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's a lot quicker than I am. A lot better. Nails the carousel, comes out of the corner here. Into the kink, which would be a wide open corner. Speeds of near 180 mile an hour right here. Roll it back to the throttle up this hill. Should be about wide open right here. Turn 14, he'll climb this hill. And there it is. That's a lap with the leader around Road America. If you've never been on this track, it's fun. It's actually a very fun track. Very underrated. Got a lot of straightaway, but a lot of technicality also on there. You got to be very smooth through these corners because you do got a lot of slow ones. Go back here. Oh, trying to break the draft is Estrada as he's got Sadiq on him. Sadiq had that air a little bit ago and spun that 87 car, but Nicholas is caught back up to Estrada and looks to take this 9th position away. Turn 12 mark into turn 13 and 14 here. See if he uses some push to pass. The draft does play a heavy role here. Let's see if Sadiq pokes out. There it goes to the outside. He should be able to carry the speed down into the corner. Let's see. Estrada's going to let him go. So Sadiq up to the 9th position. Behind the 20. This old school Budweiser car of Joe Harleman, who's working his way up on Michael Schoonert for 7th. Let's take a ride here with Harleman. Turn 6. Oh, he kind of missed the corner a little bit there. A little late apex. Allows that car to pull away just a little bit there. Missed the apex there also. Dirty air might be causing that just a little bit. Joel doing a lot better in Indianapolis last weekend. Indy was not a fun race for him. He was involved in an early accident, was out of the race real quick. His son over here, Ben, watching. So Gavin Sanders and Isaac Morris, these two getting very close again to each other. Guys holding steady with Logan about 2.5 seconds, and then Gavin about 0.6 up on Isaac Morris. Looking at lap times here, last time around, most of these cars kind of off most of the pace, the race pace, about 2 or 3 seconds off. Okay, so I get it now. So Thomas is Ben's grandfather and the father of Joel. I get it now. So this is like the series that I do on Wednesday nights with Ricky Springer, who has his whole entire family listening, and looks like a couple people maybe unhappy with Christian Alejo right there after he kind of stopped in the middle of the apex of the corner and the cars were trying to go past. So, tough break there. Check out Austin Saar here, the rookie. One of, I'll have to check on this number. I'm seeing 4 right now in the field. I know Gavin Sanders, I don't think, is officially a rookie anymore. He's got the R next to his name, at least on my timing. It's not on the ticker anymore. But Austin Saar, Sudeep, Estrada, Schoenert, and Mientis down there in the 15th position, all rookies. Unfortunately, I do not know who Ace Works is. Sorry to sound naive there. I think it's cool, though. I mean, I think it's really cool to see family members watching because, you know, let's face it, we're playing a simulator, and a lot of people might look at you like, yeah, it's a video game. At your point. But you know what? This is racing. I mean, if you watch the IndyCar Challenge that they did, what was it, Thursday night? These guys mean business out here in this. Schoenert to pit road here, and he has no nose wing. So he's had some issues. So as Schoenert gets damage fixed, let's go back and see what happens to this Texaco Platinum. Oh, Canada corner bit somebody again. Unfortunately, a little bit out of view. Let's go on board here. Schoenert just trying to get the car spun around, does so. Oh, tail whips the wall. That's never good. And that's where the nose is completely gone now. So, tough break there for Schoenert. And able to use a reset and get the car back out. So we got 12 cars left on track out of the 19, I guess, technically started. And only 3 of them got not even a tenth of a lap in before they wrecked. But if you look over here on the right side of the screen, something else that can help train your eye a little bit for the track map. I'm going to do everything I can, Trace, to have a track map up for you to see. All the cars you see in solid colors. So you look at the over here on the far right, the 110, the 1. Those guys there on the screen, those are all cars on the lead lap. In which, of course, those would be leader, second, and third place right there. The 81 car, if you look back behind him, you see his car is got a little bit of a blue outline on it. That is a lap down car. The 69 behind him, that's another lap down car. And then the 31 Julian Altena, that car solid again. So to help you out, who's running where, you'll notice those little rings on the car. Now, also, I believe I have it set up. I'll have to check. But if they wreck or go off track, their outline of their car will turn red, signaling that guy is off the track. So Paxa with a 2.5 second lead now over Gavin Sanders. There's that separation. Isaac Morris about 1.5 back. And then it's about a 2.5 month separation to Julian Altena, who's just going into turn 1. Julian into turn number 5 there, coming up the hill behind that lap car of Christian Alejo. Looking to see any other battles out on track. Most of these cars are pretty much separated out now. Closest one you're going to see is these two here, Harleman and Sudik, now within about a second of each other. Sudik starting to roll in at number 20. He got past Estrada a few laps back, has put some distance on him. All of 9 seconds, as a matter of fact. And Nicholas is driving through like a man on a mission here. Oh, he got real tight there, lost the nose. so got to be very patient before you go full throttle. About right there, underneath the Henry Bridge, the kink down to Canada corner. Not on push to pass yet. Okay, he's going to save it and just kind of draft his way up here and see if he makes a move. Oh, a little Pruitt fade out of Harleman. All right, so the fuel window is open right now. The fuel window is officially open for these cars if they want to get to pit road and get the gas and tires they need to get to the finish of the race. They can do so from right here. And as I said, Estrada's on pit road. We'll keep with this battle here. Ooh, both of them got a little wide here. That's going to set up Sadiq. He got a good run. You know, he went wide. Sadiq going to look high on Harleman, and Harleman's going to have to let him go. He's got the preferred groove down to turn 5. Harleman running a smart race. He made a mistake and realized it and let the faster car of Sadiq go by. Smart move on Harleman. That is how you get to the finish of a race right there. As Logan Pax at a pit road. The leader coming in for his final stop. Now, if you remember the IndyCar race here last season, they ran a doubleheader. They had 2 pit road speed zones. They had the uphill, which was at 90 and then 45 once you got to that spot a second ago where you saw a tire barrier. Here, though, in iRacing, still one strategy. And did Paxton run out of fuel? He's coasting. Oh, yeah, he ran out of fuel. Wow, tough situation for Logan. He pitted at lap 8. We only went 12 laps. See how much that cost him when it's over with. That's going to hand the lead to Gavin Sanders right now. Oh, caught a lap car at a bad spot. Not his fault. That's Gary Godso. Gary lets his teammate get by there. And Gary going to let Isaac go by. Gary, very, very classy driver. He joined me in the booth on Monday nights for the TI Racing League when I broadcast that with a lot of these guys in that field. And Gary, very knowledgeable racer when it comes to these Indy cars. Does a fantastic job. As here come the leaders to pit road. Oh, lock it down there, Isaac. We're right at the 10 lap to go mark. This should be about where the majority of the field comes in. Tires and fuel for both. Short fills. 7.8 for Gavin. Another fantastic stop. Isaac Morris. He's got fuel and he's going to lose a lot to Gavin. And look at Paxa. Paxa's some 40 seconds back. He lost a lot of time and potentially this race. Oh, it jumped down to 15. Paxa right now is over in turn 1. So he is going to be about 10 seconds, 10 to 15 back after these pit stops. Julian Altena, pit road. Austin Saar, Samuel Lamprecht, Nicholas Sadiq on pit road. Joe Harleman, all these guys getting tires and fuel here, 10 to go. So Pax going to be probably kicking himself after forgetting, or not forgetting to, I should say, but not saving enough fuel and running out. track temp has dropped some 10 degrees in the last hour. Race time here. I should say race time and practice time from 115 degrees at one point down to 104 now. So this track is gaining some grip, actually, believe it or not, right now. But now the green flag pit stops are complete. In a race during the regular season, you likely won't see me do this, but I'm actually going to step away for a quick second here to take care of something, and I'll be right back in. It shouldn't be more than a lap. I'll be right back to get the call to the rest of this race. So I apologize, but I'll be right back. All right, back IR. Again, sorry about that. So a couple cars have had issues here, it looks like, recently. I noticed this happening as I stepped away for that split second. Suck up. Julian goes off at the carousel there and goes plant into the barrier. Let's watch one more time there. Goes wide and just, unfortunately smacks it. And then Gary Godso had issues. Both these cars had to jump the pit road. Let's see what happened to Gary. Over here, Canada corner. He's going to go wide and into the barrier. Ooh, that's a lick that hurts usually right there. The one that whips you around. Watch one more time. So Julian and Gary both had to go off track into the kitty litter. Ouch. As a matter of fact, now that Gary is off the track, I'm sure he's going to be disappointed. Let me see if I can get him up here with me. We can kind of talk about what he's noticed out here and maybe throw the... see if I can move him. Doesn't look like I can. I don't have that ability yet, unfortunately. I can get him to answer me real quick. Let's go back live. So Gavin Sanders, 5-second lead over Isaac Morris, Paxa, Saar, and Lampret. Now your top five with Sadiq, 6, Harman, Estrada, Schoonert, and Christian Aleo up there in the 10th position. Logan Paxa there in the 3rd position. Austin Sars and Samo Lampret, your top 5, as I mentioned. Got 9 cars on the lead lap here as we have 8 laps to go. All the cars have made their final pit stop. Dakota DeMett over there watching Sunset Arctic Games. We'll have the series that sponsors coming up here after 9:30 this evening. The Sunset Arctic Games Grand National Series for USRC will be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 175. Let's go back here. What are we talking about? Here's the 74. Antonio Estrada, who had the battle a little bit ago with Joel Harman and Shooter, those guys there. Well, it looks like you were out in the clag too there, Julian, potentially. I'll let you see the replay here again. Looks like you just kind of missed the corner and just went into the clag. And once you got up there, there's no grip. And bam. Here, let's look at it in slow-mo here. Yeah, you're late on the apex and everything there. Looks like maybe even a little too hot into the corner. I mean, entering the, and I'm not a road course guy, but let's, I'll stop it right. Look where you're at right here entering the corner. You're already kind of out of the groove. And by then, you're getting up into this clag and stuff, and that's probably what set you straight. A bummer deal, but hey, learn for later in the season. Oh, well, never mind it. I know nothing. Samo's one car that we haven't said much about here. The 7 is Gamebridge. Number 7 doing a great job. Hey, he asked what happened in the wreck. I don't mind helping him see it because, again, we're out here having a good time tonight as they stream this, and so why not? I don't mind helping drivers out in the preseason. Regular season, simple. What happened? You screwed up, Julian. Don't do it again. Up the hill as we look from the old blimper. And you see you kind of go out in the woods here. Into turn number 1. Why is Paxa got a pit again? Did he short fill or something again? Down towards turn 5. That had to be what happened. Did he short fill and not get all the fuel in and caused him to run out? So you can sort of see the elevation changes here. Wait, is there something I missed fuel-wise then? Because you should be able to go 14 on a tank at 100%, right? Or did you change it to a lower percentage and I missed it? If so, then the whole 25 laps of me talking about how much fuel they can go on a run, just delete it from the stream. Get rid of it. Edit. Which, so Sanders leads it by 5 seconds. Gavin going to be very, 75%. So, yeah, all that math I just said about 14 laps on the tank, I want you to put that in your memory and save it for later in the season when we come back here because it means jack tonight. 75% of 14, you're looking at, let's see, 75 to 12 is 9, about 10 laps. Hence why you're seeing people pit at lap 10 when they're running out of fuel. So, there you go. Unfortunately, I didn't see the notes about 75% fuel, so you can blame the broadcaster for that. As Gavin goes by Isaac. Again, preseason. That's what I'm going to put. Schooner coming back to pit road. I do remember Indy being 75. I just didn't notice this one would be too. My bad. I blame Gary. Gary, this is your fault. The shooter back on the pit road. He's going to get a top off. See if he takes tires also. He will. Track depth down to 102. So, yeah, this track is gaining all types of grip. Don't tell the drivers that, but the track's gaining all types of grip. Now, one strategy here I've noticed is Austin Saar. I want to see, he is on the red tires, believe it or not. So everybody's ran the primaries all race. Austin Saar swapped over to the alternate reds and runs about 20 seconds back of Logan Paxa. So Logan's probably trying to go as hard as he can. As it was mentioned just a second ago by Julian, Paxa's going to have to come back to pit road, which is going to cost him likely a podium. As we have 3 laps to go. Let's talk about old Gavin Sanders for a second here. Gavin, part of the VOR racing team. Gavin in season 3 last year finished in the 7th position in points. Had a pretty solid year when you look at it. Nothing to be ashamed of there. I'll take a look here in a second. Gavin comes into the series without a win, if I'm seeing this correctly. Yeah, no, he does not have a single win in his career. I have a feeling that will change this season. Gavin's doing a great job in the car. He did collect 3 poles last season. The great thing about Captain TV and the SDK gaming technology that I'm offered, I can actually pop up the pit strategy right here on the board and show you everyone's strategy. So Paxa pitted at lap number 9. So if you can go 75% of 14, should be right around the 10 mark. It's going to be very close for him. But if he's short, that means Estrada down there is short. That means, yeah, those two definitely are going to be short. You saw the 69 of Michael Schubert come to pit road already. So let's see if Logan can save 4 miles of fuel. I'm not sure how hard or how easy that may be. As we have 2 laps to go, let's get you the old school camera again. Oh yeah, listen, that's short shifting. He's shifting at such a low revolution, it sounds like he's driving a PM18. I know he's short shifting. One I'm surprised that he's not getting out of the throttle much. Unless he's only half throttle, maybe. I don't usually put this one up on the screen. That's the speedometer. Driver inputs right here. This will tell us some things, I think. Oh, I thought it showed throttle. Never mind. He's got about 16 down to 14 seconds now on Austin Saar, so he could coast for the most part. As the white flag is out, Gavin Sanders has taken the final lap. we'll keep an eye on Logan to see if he can putt his way to victory or to a podium finish. Well, his last lap, Logan, was a 51.94, 3 seconds slower than Austin. And Sadiq has had issues. He's off the track over turn 5. That allows Harmon to go by. Actually, I'm sorry, it's turn 7, over near the carousel. Over turn 5 and turn 6 right now is Gavin. 4.5 seconds over Isaac Morris. This is going to be a proud moment, preseason or not, to get a win in the final preseason race before you go down to South Florida and Homestead Miami Speedway is going to be something that Gavin, I know, is going to keep his head up about and go into that season, go into season number 4 with the momentum here. The kink for the final time into the DRS zone, which means absolutely nothing in these cars. Gavin Sanders coming out of turn number 14. He's going to make the final run up the hill. And he will see the twin checkered flags, the momentum, and he will go to Homestead as the winner of the final preseason race here for Velocity Online Racing. Gavin Sanders, congratulations to you. And he is going to immediately stop. And there's Isaac with the weave and the wreck. The wreck usually doesn't come with the weave, but I think Isaac just destroyed one of Julian's cars. Let's go back to Logan. If Logan can make it up the hill here, he should be okay coming to the finish. Still got 12 seconds, so he can probably run out of fuel right now and be fine. So there it is. Logan Paxa going to complete the podium. Nice job on Logan's part, saving and getting that 11th lap of fuel out of that car. Meanwhile, this is not a battle. It's a lap behind Sar, who very impressive as a rookie. He finished 4th. Samo Lampert going to get a 5th in his debut, I believe, in a series. Sadiq, after his off track, he got back past Joe Harleman, I believe, here. So Harleman must have had some issues. Oh, Harleman's out of gas. And look at this classiness here out of, who is this? Put it in neutral. Oh, that's the 81 of Alagio. Now, I want to see these two cars push each other up that hill. Good luck with this one, buddy. Better get Speedy Gonzalez pushing. Andale, andale, liba, liba. And did Antonio already cross the line? If not, then he is. He's got a shot to pass him. He's just out here running, and meanwhile, this guy is here comes the hill, by the way. He doesn't have the car in neutral. Ben, tell your dad to put the car in neutral. It'll help him. I'm not trying to cheer somebody on, but I'm trying to help the man. Oh, Christian bailed on him. Don't do that. Well, that's, well, if he crosses the line on pit road, this counts too, I guess. Is Antonio out of gas? I think he's out of gas too. Harlan made it up the hill, so he's going to cross the line right here on pit road and eat it. But hey, congratulations. And Estrada did cross the line, by the way, already, so his race is over. So there it is. The final cars have finished. So let's take a look at the finishing order for the race. that'll come across your screen there. So again, next week will be the Faster and Faster 250 at Homestead Miami Speedway. And we will get the season started with that race there. Going to be a lot of fun coming up next Saturday night. We'll start the stream at about 7:15 Eastern time and go live and get you ready and preview what you're going to see on that 1.5 mile multi-grooved, worn-out racetrack. That you're going to see some pretty fun racing, and I think with the multi-groove that's been put back into iRacing, you're going to see some fantastic stuff out there on that 1.5 mile next week. So we will go on from there. Let me check Discord here, and I believe everybody's just kind of hanging out and taking off for the night. So we're going to head out ourselves. We're going to take a break. We'll have Grand National Series racing coming up from USRC. That is, practice will start at 9. So in about an hour or so, you'll see me back on the air on another. It'll be on this network, but in another stream. So we look forward to seeing you for that. We wish you nothing but the best. And if you are taking off for the night, we appreciate you coming out and watching. We'll see you next Saturday night. And I'll leave you with the quote that I leave you with every single stream. And that is, remember, it's not just a game. This is iRacing. See you in Homestead.
And now the wait is over. The nerves have taken their toll. Ooh. Let go.